How has AI changed the way we approach keyword research and content optimization, if it has at all?
Great question. Yeah. So All-in-One SEO is a game changer when it comes to digital marketing.
I use this plugin for all my WordPress implementations.
And it practically does every step for you.
I think your product is one of my favorite plugins that I use on every single client site that I build.
It opened my eyes to what's possible in terms of SEO.
It gives practical suggestions. These suggestions have really significantly boosted our website search engine ranking.
Welcome to SEO Superstars. This is our SEO podcast. We talk to SEO experts. Today, I am with Ben Rojas, who is the president of All-in-One SEO, the original WordPress SEO plugin. They've been around since 2007, originally called All-in-One SEO Pack. In fact, if you're on Reddit or other corners of the internet, you might still find people calling it All-in-One SEO Pack, AIOSEO Pack. But I'll let Ben introduce himself. How are you, Ben?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Matt. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've been working on All-in-One SEO myself since around 2020 when it was acquired by Automotive. And we, Michael, who built it before, did a fantastic job with the product, but we have taken it and completely refreshed it, new interface, every line of code, brand new, definitely trying to add a lot of new features and a lot of things our customers are looking for. And I'm happy to say we've done that. We've got a lot more coming. So really excited.
Constantly working on new features, rolling new stuff out. So if you are using All-in-One SEO, you can stay abreast of the latest and greatest things coming out in the SEO world. So let's jump right in. I got a couple questions for you. I'd like to ask these questions like these of SEO experts. First one is, how has AI changed the way we approach keyword research and content optimization, if it has at all?
Great question. Yeah. So obviously AI has changed things, right? And I would say that it's still in the basic infant stages of what it is and what it can do and what it will become. But when it comes to like the basic level of keyword research and content optimization, a lot of the same rules apply, right? So we're going to be looking at, you might be like, hey, I want my page to rank in a search engine, or I want it to rank in an AI tool. So how do you go about doing that, right? So there's going to be some things. It's a lot more closed box right now with a lot of the tools because you don't have the kind of insights that you do from like Google Search Console or other things. You also have a lot of different prompts and everything's, it's not public. So there's a lot of differences, but you can do a lot of the same things when it comes to optimizing your content to just make sure that it's hitting best practices, it's readable, it's helpful content. Like there's a lot of good things that you can do in that regard. And so, I mean, but again, it's in the infant stages. So a lot of this stuff might change. It's flexible. And at the end of the day, just do it. Like I would just say, just keep doing it. Keep up working on your content. Like don't let it slide. Just keep working at it. Yeah.
So we're not throwing out the SEO playbooks. Keep doing what we've been doing. It's going to modify and change a little bit in the future. Okay, cool. Next, how can SEO professionals leverage AI to be better at SEO? So kind of related question.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there are a ton of ways to do that. I mean, everything from, content optimization, whether it's new content or updates. You could use AI to find gaps in your content. What am I not writing about that I should be writing about? You could have suggestions or ideas for keyword research where, there are AI tools, where we actually have one, Low Fruits, where you can, use that to understand the bigger picture. I think a lot of us get stuck in like, well, this is what we do. This is the box that we're in. And you can expand on that and understand that better and faster, even with these AI tools. So, I would just say pretty much every area in the process from start to finish, you can leverage AI to help you with SEO, to become, to understand it better, to drive it more. And not just professionals, but DIY people, right? Like your basic website owner who doesn't know anything about SEO. You can use AI to help you with this stuff.
Yep. Very cool. Next, what impact have Google's algorithm updates, such as the helpful content update, had on long-standing existing SEO strategies. So how are those strategies changing now?
So, I mean, there's obviously been, different strategies that would be called best practices, and I don't really think that has changed a lot of those, right? So, but there's definitely things we can learn there, especially in the AI age as we are writing content, because what we used to do and what used to work doesn't anymore. So we have to adapt and adjust for that. But I think from the beginning, Google isn't changing like what they're saying. Um, the way that you should write content, they're not redefining it. They're just defining it more, and they're saying, "Hey, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for stuff that's helpful." And so, if you used to pump out content and just not really do a lot of checks and just pump out content and throw it out there, and Google used to rank that, they might not rank that anymore because they're continuing to improve and update their algorithms. But I think that the basic uh, principles that stood kind of still stand the test of time of how you should write, like who you're writing for, who's your audience, and yeah, there are some new things that you can leverage like EAT, and so there's some obvious things that you can continue to adapt and adjust. But I would say like the basic long existing SEO strategies, we're still doing a lot of the same stuff, right? And we're still seeing results from that. So
Yeah. So still at the end of the day, coming down to good content with good SEO on top of that content. I'm glad you mentioned EAT because that's the next question I wanted to ask you about. Would the increasing amount of bad AI generated content, we've all seen that before, and the importance of quality content and credibility, how do you think brands can leverage EAT to their advantage?
yeah, good question. I think the first thing I would say is don't generate bad content with AI, right? Like don't do that, right? Like if that's what you're doing, don't do that. But obviously there are those that are doing that. Um, so EAT is your friend. It really is. It's one of those things where you can say, look, you know, who am I? Google wants to know who you are, what you do, uh, why does your content matter? The experience part of that is the new one where it's like, hey, what is your experience? What do you have um, that others don't? Like you might be a medical professional, or you might be, an expert, an engineer, something you got a degree for it. You went to school, university, all that. You can put all of that into the way that you write. You can, whether you talk about it in your articles, whether you add it in your schema, and as Google and other search engines look at who you are and read and digest that, they're going to say, "Hey, this person knows a lot about what they're talking about," and we think that their content could be very helpful for customers, and so you will start to rank more for that. So it's all about building that trust. Like that is part of the acronym there. But I think that at the end of the day, all of those go together to build trust into who you are, and that takes time. It's definitely something that takes time. But at All-in-One SEO, we actually have an add-on that recently came out that will help make this easy for you to reduce the time that happens. But you can put in your bio the information of who you are and your experience and what all you have, and then you can link that to the articles that you write. So then Google will read the code in the back end and go, okay, who wrote this article? What did they do? Where do they come from? Who reviewed the article? What's their expertise? What kind of experience do they have, et cetera, et cetera. And it will continue to help build that reputation for you.
Yeah, I've used that, the EEAT, way more advanced from back in the day when it was just written by so and so, and you don't really know anything about who that person is. It's I like that it takes that information, feeds it to Google, and also puts it in a really, really beautiful visual format, so that for the people reading your article, they know who you are. It's pretty cool. Last question: how important do you think SERP features are today? Things like rich image results, and what can brands do to score more rich snippets and SERP features, image results, knowledge panels, things like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Good question. Yeah. I mean, I think everybody kind of puts anything on the table at this point. So much is changing, and you're like, yeah, how important is this anymore? I would say as long as Google still has featured snippets, rich snippets, featured, things like that, and knowledge panels, they're important because
Yeah.
you can get added there. Somebody sees it, somebody clicks on it, and bam, you have click-through rate goes up, you have sales, you have whatever. And so as long as Google continues to display it, it's important. And just a reminder, organic traffic is free. It's the people coming to your site. You're not paying for them. So if you have a featured snippet or a rich snippet somewhere, or a knowledge panel, and people are clicking through and coming to your site, that's free traffic. So until that goes away, you better optimize for it. You better work to do that. And so we try at All-in-One SEO to make that easy with our schema generator, to really help you to be able to just put out as much information as you can, and then Google can read that and start putting that in the right appropriate places. And so I would say, as long as that is still in use, absolutely is incredibly important.
Yeah, that All-in-One SEO schema generator is pretty incredible. It's a game changer for people who aren't technical, because you don't have to write any code at all. You just fill out a form and it creates that schema for you. All right, Ben. Well, thanks for being on the SEO Superstars podcast. Anything else you want to wrap up with before we go?
I just want to say thank you. Appreciate it. Glad to be here. And I'll say this to our listeners. If you have questions that are like this, we are always open to hearing. We would love to hear from you. So feel free to reach out. You can go to our website, AIOSEO.com/contact. Any question. There's no question that's too dumb or too big or too anything. We would love to hear from you and be able to answer the questions as best we can. So feel free to reach out.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
If you don't already have our awesome All-in-One SEO plugin installed, we've got a link to it in the description below this video. It can help you out with the task in this video, as well as many other SEO jobs that you might have to do on your WordPress website. Click on this next video right here to find out more ways to improve the SEO of your WordPress website. And if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to click on the very first link in the description below this video to download and start using All-in-One SEO right now.